everyone. Hope you've all had a fantastic, terrific, magnificent day. I hope you guys are having a magnificent day wherever you are in the world. Sorry we got off to a slow start today. Slow start, is that the correct term? No. Sorry we started so late today, right? Not necessarily a slow start because we are going to jump right in. So, some of the key things that I see in relationships, right, that people aren't necessarily doing, because when you surf YouTube and you surf social media, you see that there's a lot of people who have a lot of very bad things to say about relationships. Hang on, give me 1 second. Let me grab some water. There are a lot of people who have a lot of negative things to say about relationships. And I get it. People have been through maybe some very traumatic situations with their relationships, with their significant others. They spent time that they feel as if they wasted with somebody that they've wanted to be with for a very long time. Somebody they may have considered spending the rest of eternity with, right? And that situation didn't work out. So a lot of people tend to take that harshly. They tend to take it hard when things like this happen, right? But there's some things that we should do, as if we do take on a relationship, if we do decide that we're going to be in a relationship, we have to be committed to that relationship. That means every day that you're in the relationship with this person, you work on becoming a better version of yourself for the sake of the relationship. You work on, instead of, because a lot of times this is what happens in relationships, right? In relationships, as time progresses, instead of people appreciating their relationship, working on their relationship, trying to become better, right, for their partner, trying to serve their partner, both parties, not just one, right? Instead of that happening, what happens is people start to let their guards down, right? People start to just fall back. People stop paying attention. People stop considering their partner, right? As John Legend would say, it's past the infatuation phase, right? So now you're not as infatuated with your partner as you once were. Hello, Death Guard 40K. Big up yourself. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Caroline. Caroline. Hello, Summer. Hello, Stella. How are you guys tonight? But yeah, if we decided that what we were going to do is work on our relationship every single day, I want you to be happy. And the other person is like, I want you to be happy as well. And I'm committed to you. And I'm going to work to serving you to make you happy, right? If there's certain things that make you unhappy, it shouldn't be a one-way thing. It's never going to work if it's just a one-way thing. But you see, if both parties are thinking, oh my God, I want you to be so happy. What can I do to make you happy today? What can I do to make you feel great? What can I do to serve you? And both parties are doing this. How can you possibly lose? You can't lose. Stella says she loves John Legend. Big up to John Legend. I heard he was also Jamaican. I don't know how true that is. Baby O GVR says, why should I stay? Well, you see, baby, that's a question only you can answer. Why are you with your partner in the first place? Why did you guys decide that you wanted to take on this journey together? If it was for any reason other than just, oh, I'm bored right now, oh, I want to see what this is like. If you're thinking, okay, long term with this situation, why is it that Instead of you working on that situation, working to become a better partner for your partner, right? Instead of doing that, why now do you just kind of just pour your negativity and pour your laziness and pour everything into the relationship that you don't want? The seeds that you're planting are the seeds that are going to grow. Just like when the farmer plants the seed in the land, or the husband plants the seed in the wife, that's what's going to grow. Right? So if you want to cultivate your relationship, add some spice to it. Make the relationship fun. Work on your relationship. I'm tired of people telling me, oh, relationships aren't worth it. They absolutely are. Just because the modern day everybody's doing this thought thing over there on Instagram and this, that, and the third. I'm not saying go ahead and go marry and go get with one of those people that are experimenting. Right? Find yourself somebody. There's good people out there. There's still good women out there. There's still good men out there. Right? There's still people that are empathetic out there. Don't fool yourself into thinking that all females are like the ones that are on Instagram. Yes, there's a culture of females that will get attention because you're always going to have some, I want to say horny dog, right? You're always going to have some horny guy out there that wants to look up, quote unquote, some females. You guys get what it is that I'm saying, right? So because of that, there's always going to be a market for that. But is that necessarily the person that you want to be like, oh yeah, all right, cool. Here's this girl. She has all these options. I'm not saying that she might be a bad girl or anything like that, but she has all these options, has all these guys that are tempting her in her DM. She's easily accessible on social media. What happens now 9 times out of 10 with situations like that is when you guys start to hit a rough patch, in which relationships inevitably do at some point hit rough patches. Okay? But when they do hit a rough patch now, it's easy for her to be like, oh, well, you know what? He's not acting right. Let me go here. And the same thing can be said for guys as well, because we live in a time where it's so easy to just contact just about anyone on the planet. It's not difficult to do at all. Hello, Just Jules. Can I have a mod? Maybe. I'll think about that. Subscribe to the channel. I think about that. Depends on how often you're here. Bro is inspirational. I thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I've been attacked by monkeys 3 different times. Well, are you serious? No, you're trolling me. You're actually trolling me. I almost fell for that. No, I didn't. No real men anymore. So can't expect these females to be on point. I wouldn't take that perspective to it, right? Based on your experience, right? Because I've been through a host of very difficult relationships, so to speak, right? For lack of a better term. Let's just use that term. I've been in relationships that were just not worth my time. Let's just put it like that, right? But that doesn't mean that there aren't relationships in the future that are going to be worth my time, right? Just because you might have gotten your heart broken in the past doesn't mean that you're constantly going to get your heart broken. Doesn't mean you're not going to find that person or those people, if it's not a monogamous relationship, that is for you. You're going to find your tribe. Maybe you're just looking in the wrong places, right? Because a lot of times what we tend to do is we tend to just pay attention to the physical. The physical is the thing that we pay the most attention to. And we almost neglect the spiritual. We neglect the intangibles. We neglect those aspects of people that we connect with, right? You can't see the connection, but you feel the connection. I'm not saying you want to go get with somebody that you're not physically attracted to, but I'm saying that's just a bonus, right? There's plenty of good-looking people out there that are complete a-holes. Period, point blank. Right? So I think our priority should be, all right, cool. Well, I like how this person looks, but I just like how this person looks. Do I really like this person? Do I really want to spend my life with this person? Do I even want to give this person the time of the day? I see plenty of good-looking females all the time. right? And they believe, because based on past interactions with men, they feel as if I should be drooling all over them. No, there's nothing to drool about a lot of these times, right? Because I've seen you in action. I see the way how you play certain men like fiddles. I see the way how your interactions with your exes, or your interaction with your current situation. I see how you interact with them. Why would I want to put myself in that situation? I see how you treat yourself, right? So it's one of those things. Let's see what else we have here. What's going on? Let's read some of these messages. He says, open your mouth when you're being attacked. It'll save you. English or Spanish? It depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about football, I'd say both. This is my first time. Okay, well, I thank you for becoming a part of this community. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you very much. Excuse me, brother. This is from Uber Minsk. Excuse me, brother. They said brother. Mine said brother. I got a drug addict roommate, and it's quite hard to live with this person. He collects large spiders and lets them loose in the house. I can't make him break the lease. What do I do? Listen, brother, I don't necessarily know if this is the channel for that, brother, right? I wish you all the best in your endeavors with your roommate with the spider. I know you're trolling right now, but I sincerely hope all goes well in that situation. What's with all the roommate messages? My roommate keeps shotgunning me. Okay, listen. I don't know, guy. I don't know what you're gonna do with that, about that situation. I'm sorry. I'm back. GTRVR76. Big up yourself, homeboy. I appreciate you for being back, man. You're always here. You know what, man? We're gonna start doing certain. You see, once we get to 500 subscribers, I'm gonna start giving back to the community, right? Because I really do appreciate you guys being a part of what it is that we have here, right? Suggesting things, agreeing or disagreeing, right? Challenging me. And you guys are like the co-hosts of this show, right? So every night I get on here at 11:30, although tonight I was late, but I had a few things that I had to take care of before I got here. But yeah, thank you so much for being back. You are phenomenal, and I really admire your commitment. Thank you so much. Positive says, a real man empowers a woman to be her best self. Oh, excellent, excellent, sir or ma'am, excellent. Recognizing that by lifting yourself first and focusing on your own growth, everything else will naturally fall into place. Yes, you're correct. However, it's when you're in a relationship, it's not just about you. Right? It's not just about you. While it is true that you do need to focus on yourself, that you do need to be the best version of yourself and for your significant other, it's not just about you at that point, right? You are in a relationship, right? So two people, two beings come together as one, right? So when you say yourself, this is an individual perspective, right? So yes, you have to be right within yourself as well, but this is now about us. We are in this relationship. How many ever, whether it's monogamous or it's not, right? I forgot the term for the other one. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Right? So, in a relationship, yes, you are right, Mr. Positive, but it's not going to just be about yourself. It's about us. We. Lamar Lesterel just won gold medals in Paris for a javelin toss. He's from Compton. Big up Compton. Big up USA. Big up Jamaica as well. Big up to everyone participating in the Olympics. I haven't watched a single part of the Olympics, man. I've been committed to this channel. I've been committed to working. I've been committed to fatherhood. There's other things that I've been committed to. And in the past, I would probably be home watching the Olympics. But I don't know. It just doesn't intrigue me as much as it once did. So, but big up all the competitors in the Olympics, and, all the athletes that put in so much work in order to, showcase their talent on this stage, right? Some of the best athletes around. Who do you have winning, Crawford or Crawford versus pretty much anyone? Jesus loves you, says C Prince. Give me a pep talk, my boy. Big up yourself, C Jackson. Donnell Byron says, you look vegan. Well, not quite vegan. I'm more pescatarian. However, I don't think I'm really strict pescatarian because I do sometimes tend to eat Cheez-Its. I don't know why. I just love the white cheddar ones. And I had pizza today. I had a veggie pizza today, and I also had cheese pizza. So, yeah, so there's that. Listen to Big Dogs from India, bro, and love from India. Big up to India. Listen, this channel has a massive following in India. We get a lot of support in India. Thank you to India. Thank you to everyone that's out there that's supporting us, not just in India, but also in the United States, in Estonia. We've had people from all over. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All too typical, says Donnell Byron, I'm sorry. What did Sushi say a sushi be to Sushi B? Wasabi. Okay, all right. Maybe I didn't read that right, but okay. Laugh out loud. You look like a wise man. Yeah, well, I look like a wise man, but sometimes looks can be deceiving. So maybe I'm a wise man, but I don't know. Does racism also exist in a love relationship? It depends on to what degree, right? It depends to what degree there's relationship. There's racism in a relationship, which would be quite stupid, to be completely honest with you. But if you're in a relationship and you find that that person doesn't like people from your race for whatever reason, I'm not entirely sure you should be trying to convince them that they should like you, or you know what I mean? I think that person needs to do some soul searching and kind of find themselves first and come to grips with that, because I don't see where that kind of evens out well, right? What's the main focus or niche of your live streams? Well, the stream is called Life is But a Stream, right? So basically, I kind of tie everything back to spirituality and the intangibles. So I use my life experience and the things that I've been through in life to inspire people to inspire themselves, right? Because it's all good and well to fish for someone, to keep somebody dependent on you, so you have to go fish for that person over and over. But the key component, the key thing, the best thing that you could do is teach them how to fish, right? So I've been through various situations. I feel like I've lived several lives in this 30 some odd years that I've been on this earth, right? Several lives. And I'm still here. And I've learned from them, right? And it's not that necessarily that life is going to get easier, but you do get stronger through the things that you've been through. And if I've been through things from having things to losing it all, right, to bouncing back, getting married, getting divorced, and just various things that I've been through. I've been shot at one point, I feel like I have so much life experience to connect with people from, you know what I mean? And just offer an objective perspective, right? So tonight we want to offer an objective perspective on relationships, because a lot of what I see is people just bad mouthing relationships. Relationships won't work. Oh, it'll never work in 2024. You know what I mean? And it's like, you haven't been with everyone. So yeah, sure, there's a culture of people that are doing really devious things and really bad things, but that's not all relationships, guys. It really isn't all relationships. So we can't just use one bad experience or several bad experiences that we've had based on a lot of times the vibration that we're in. And sometimes when your light shines bright, you tend to attract everyone. The good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the everything. Right? So when your light shines bright and you're attracting everything, not just things that are in your vibration, in your frequency, right? When you get to choosing, it can be quite difficult. Right? So you can't just sit up here and just blame everyone outside of yourself a lot of times. Sometimes it's us. We go for the things that we think is going to work. We are going to work, right? So we might look at somebody and physically they have everything figured out. Me too, I'm guilty of this. Physically we look at them and we write the story in our mind. We think, oh my God, I bet she cooks and cleans, right? Oh my God, I bet she's the most amazing person with the most amazing personality, without even saying a word to that person. So where did we go wrong? We started writing the book without knowing the story. Or we started writing the autobiography without even knowing the story. How do you measure success through this platform? That's also another good question, Positive. How do I measure success through this platform? Well, you see, the other day, somebody reached out to me, DJ Scoot. He's probably not here tonight, but big up DJ Scoot wherever you are. And he was telling me that he was having some issues in terms of with his addiction and such and such. And he reached back out to me after I did a live stream kind of addressing that in one of the live streams. And he reached back out to me and told me, thank you. I really appreciate your perspective, and it really helped me. Not exactly in those words, but I measure success through that way. When I'm able to impact somebody in a positive way, that makes me feel good. It's somewhat of a selfish thing, because yes, I impacted someone in a positive way. Someone's life has been changed, right? And they're going to impact the world around them in a positive way based on that interaction or based on them just joining this live stream, right? Because one person's pain is not just that person's pain. That person is going to cause pain to other people as well when they're going through it, right? This is really just one organism. And we've been divided for such a long time, right? Everyone is just one person. Everyone is just energy expressing itself through different people, right? Different people that are just separated by their ego. That's the only thing that separates us. So me drinking this water, you're not going to go to the bathroom and pee it out, right? For lack of a better term. You get what I'm saying? So that's really what separates us. But at the end of the day, when you really look at it, when I go to the bathroom and I let that water out, the water goes right back into the atmosphere, right? And it evaporates, it condenses, and it precipitates, right? So that same energy that just cannot be created nor destroyed, that just keeps going on over and over and over. So it's really just one organism expressing itself in different ways, guys. So I don't believe too much in that division, right? You're going to have positive and you're going to have negative. You're going to have up, you're going to have down. One does not exist without the other, right? He says, Johnny S says, damn, you're a soldier, man. Okay, big up yourself. The UK, this is my country, and this is where I am right now. You are in Korea. Is that Korea? What's that? South Korea, I believe. Okay, big up yourself from Korea, from South Korea, man. Johnny S says, true that. Don't lose hope. Don't ever lose hope. You can't lose hope. You can't. Take it from somebody who's had it, lost it, had a great credit score, didn't have no credit. You understand what I'm saying? You know, lost everything, including my place to stay, right? And through the grace of the universe, I kept telling myself I was going to get back on my feet. Somehow I was going to get back on my feet. I kept putting one foot in front of the other, right? And how the universe works a lot of times, it will work through people. And you'll never know where that help is going to come from, right? And you never know how you're going to sometimes get back to where you need to be or move forward to where you need to be. But if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, if you keep trusting in the process, if you keep trusting in the universe, the limit is way beyond the sky, right? So I'm living testament, man. Like I told you, man, I've had somebody shoot at me before. Not a person that I did anything to, but a person who wanted to take what it is that I had, right? Shot at me before, and the bullets did not touch me. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know, and I'm not saying that it couldn't have happened, but I just believe that there's a purpose for me to have gone through the things that I've been through and to be able to interact and speak to people, right? So because I made it through a lot of those things, why not give back, right? Why not speak about these things? Why not help somebody else that's going through certain things? Why not? This name, which I can't read because it's in, I believe, Mandarin, says light is a source of hope. And they also says, for example, and they went, in our darkest hour, there is light and hope. You are absolutely right. And I love it when we transition into things like this because this is what I love to talk about. In our darkest hour, he says, or she, there is light and hope in our darkest hour. Think about that. Think about the time when you're going through your the most despair in your life. Think about the time when you feel as if there's no way out of this obstacle, right? And I know a lot of you guys have been through situations like this where you did not see a way out. But in that moment, because it's like 50 Cent said this, right? 50 Cent said this, and I actually met 50 Cent. Sunny days would not be special if it wasn't for rain, right? So in our darkest hour, a lot of times, when we're going through some of the darkest times in our life, what happens when things start to turn around and we're paying attention to when it starts to turn around? Then we can measure the darkness that we've been through, right? And we can experience the polar opposite. And it feels even 10 times better at that point. Think about the people who have just about anything, any and everything. Those people kind of take for granted the things that you would possibly, I want it for lack of a better term, that you would kill for. Just a term. You wouldn't really kill for it, but just to put things into perspective. But they have it all. They got the Bugatti, they got the nice house, they got the pool in the house, they got the pretty wife, they got the this, they got the that. Those people do not always appreciate the things that they have because it's almost as if these things have come too easy for them, right? So 9 times out of 10, they wouldn't appreciate it as much as somebody who's never had these things, right? Forgive me. So think about somebody who's starving somewhere, whether it be in Africa, whether it be on the sidewalk in a city, in New York City, right? If you were to offer that person who hasn't eaten in 3 days just a snack, imagine how wonderful that would feel. In their darkest hour, you provided them with something simple, a Ritz cracker, a box of Cheez-It, right? Or something more healthy. You offer them apples, oranges, vegetables, something to eat. Imagine how that person feels. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that person whose name I cannot read. Light Free says Light Free. Please subscribe to the channel, guys, as we approach 250 and hopefully 300 subscribers very, very soon. Once we get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to do something very special for everyone in this community. I really appreciate you guys. So I want to keep that momentum going and, just keep it popping, guys. Johnny S says, true that. In the end, we're all going to be one with the planet Earth one day. We all just have different journeys and experiences in life. We already are, Johnny S. We already are one with everything, right? Energy can't be created nor destroyed. So even when you pass on, right? Even when you pass on, the physical body that you have is going to provide food for the trees, food for the worms, food for maybe the vultures, food for the soil, right? That energy in that third dimensional energy still can't be created nor destroyed. The water that's in your body is going to go back off into the water cycle, and it's going to precipitate again, right? So we already are one with the planet. We already are one with the universe. There really is no separation. There really isn't. Only in the third dimension. We think that there's separation, when there really isn't. Maybe this whole thing is just God experiencing life through everyone, yourself, everyone else, myself, right? God just experiencing life through everyone, because maybe God was just sitting up there like, man, I'm so bored. I'm the only one. Let me divide myself up into, different people and different beings, right? For all we know, that's what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is or not, but, but yeah, everything is just one thing expressing itself in different ways. Kabdi, I hope I'm saying your name right. Johnny, what's the purpose for human to come to Earth? I think that's a question for you, Johnny. Is it just to live and die? Is it just to live and die? That's a question for Johnny. I think I'm a little intimidated by that question. Because an easy way out would be me just saying, hey, listen, we're just here to experience the world and experience life through our perspective and just to expand. Right? Just to expand further into consciousness or further out of consciousness. Who knows? Right? But I do know and I do believe that everything is just one thing. But the purpose a lot of times is whatever your higher self gives you as an individual, your path, right? So I guess that's what your purpose is. But I don't know. Maybe Johnny could answer that question a little bit better. Hey man, can I tell you a hot take? Okay, sacred of women, go ahead. Give us a hot take. Hello, bro. How are you? Raul Amin Rased, thank you so much. Big up yourself, man. I'm doing fantastic. How are you? That is the question. Can you elaborate on how to incorporate spiritual topics, how you incorporate spiritual topics into your stream? Well, just like I did just now. I think that sort of speaks for itself. I think what we've been saying just now is the perfect example of that. So without me elaborating, just pay close attention, because everything turns back into a spiritual conversation. And how we start talking about energy can't be created nor destroyed. And what I just spoke about maybe 30 seconds ago. GTVR says, yeah. At Kumar, everyone has their opinion, but mine is where spiritual energies having human experience. That would be my opinion as well. As a human, best we can do is be kind, spread love and peace. Best we can do. And even, listen, that man from Nazareth said, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Because he understood that we're all just one. He without sin cast the first stone. And love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Right? Because he realizes that we are all one. So my whole thing is, I'm not going to put anybody on a pedestal. When I was younger and I didn't know any better and I was following everyone, I was putting people on a pedestal. But when you know better, you do better. Because everyone is just like you are. A human being. A spiritual being having a human experience. Everyone, right? So yeah, there really is no point in putting anyone on a pedestal. DLC says, great idea you had on your show. Man, yeah, I was watching DLC's podcast earlier today, man. And I forgot what I asked. She said something, and I was like, what did I say? I don't remember what I asked. But I was like, yo, ask her to ask. I don't remember what it was. But it was, thank you so much for that, man. And thank you for putting that show together. Keep doing what you're doing. What could I give my girlfriend for her birthday? Besides love? Besides appreciation? Besides showing her that she's the most important thing to you outside of yourself? Do something romantic, man. I would say maybe, you know what I would do? I would do a boat ride. I think a boat ride would be very nice, right? Just to do a boat ride. You know, a dinner, maybe a boat ride and a dinner on the boat. Hopefully she doesn't get seasick. But yeah, you know, a boat ride. I don't think unless she's scared of water, right? Or unless she's scared of boats. But yeah, I would probably do a boat ride. But it's up to you. It's you know her better than I do. Kumar says, Johnny, where did humans come from? And where are we going? Is it a creator behind this? Those are some really good questions. Those are some excellent questions. I have questions for Johnny. Johnny says, it's the universe. It's all by design. We're all one with the universe. Absolutely, Johnny. Absolutely. Johnny, I get you, but who created the universe? Energy can't be created nor destroyed. When I was 7 years old, and I know I told this story before. When I was 7 years old and I was sitting in church, and I think this was a Bible study, right? So it wasn't like a Sunday church, but yeah, we went to that same church on Sundays, and this guy was the head of the church, right? Like he was the creme de la creme. He was the top chef. So as the bishop or the pastor, I forget whatever it was that he was, but as the head of the church, I remember asking the head of the church, I said, Pastor, where does God come from? Because I'm a 7-year-old kid, right? That's how you know, because 7 right there. But I'm a 7-year-old kid asking the pastor that question. And as I'm asking the pastor that question, I realize that the pastor does not know where God comes from. He starts studying over his words, and it just opened Pandora's box for me. He doesn't really know what it is that he's teaching, does he? I don't think he does. I think he's trying to appeal to a part of me or something. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Or appeal to a part of us, right? So because of that, it kind of opened Pandora's box. And then further on in life, when I found out that energy can't be created nor destroyed, that pretty much just answered everything. If it can't be created nor destroyed, then there's your answer. It can't be created. It cannot be created, and it cannot be destroyed. It just is what it is. So yeah, that's my perspective on that. And after that, I didn't really have much more questions. Like, what is there to ask? Who created it? It can't be created. That pretty much shut me up. I haven't found a question yet. Maybe in the future I'll find a question. But that has not shut me up yet. You know what I mean? So, shout outs to that perspective on life. Somebody says, keep African name out of your mouth. I don't know. I don't know who mentioned Africa and who's disrespecting Africa. I don't know. I don't know, which is his name, says, I'm Africa. We own in Africa. In America, you rent. All right, Mr. I don't know. Listen, big up to Africa. Big up to everyone in Africa. But Mr. I don't know, why are you in here speaking about Africa and people disrespect? Who's disrespected Africa? I don't think anyone in here would dare disrespect Africa. Why would they? But anyway, big up yourself. But please, please, please do not disrespect the chat. He says they all are. Well, if anyone's disrespecting Africa, call them out by name. I'll address it. We're not gonna disrespect any nation or any continent here. That's not what we are about. Regan Riggs says, "Hey, I'm glad to be back. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back." I don't know. He is programmed that Africans starving. Okay. Does this go back to if I? Okay, we said Africa and New York at that time when we mentioned Africa, or in the streets that we're in. So I don't see where the disrespect came from. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who I don't know is, and I don't know is really confusing me right now. So I don't know. Please stop. This is not what this chat is about. Who is God to you? Who is God to you? That's a phenomenal question for I don't know. I believe that's who he's talking to. Johnny S. says, the universe by design created itself, all atoms and particles moving at different vibrations and frequencies. Or it was never created. It just is. Maybe creation is just a third dimensional thing, right? Just like time is just a third dimensional thing, right? Maybe everything is just happening all at once at higher dimensions, right? Well, they say time is the fourth dimension. Some people do say of the school of thought that the time is the fourth dimension. But yeah, maybe everything just wasn't created. Maybe creation, because of our finite lifespan, right? Maybe we kind of look at things like, oh, there has to be a beginning and there has to be an end. Right? Maybe we cannot, it's difficult for us to think or to conceive dimensions beyond our own dimension that we sort of dwell in on a day-to-day basis, right? So because of that, maybe our limited perspective, it kind of it doesn't show us that, hey, creation is something of the third dimension, right? Because even everything that we do create comes from a spiritual dimension. It comes from somewhere spiritual, right? It comes from the intangibles first, right? You close your eyes, you imagine something, and then you open your eyes and then you go and you get to creating, right? But it already existed somewhere on a different dimension. You saw it before you made it, didn't you? So it already existed in your mind. But you just had to, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, wherever, in the intangibles, right? Before it even got to your mind, right? So you just delivered the message to the world. It already existed. There is really no such thing as an invention. It already existed. It already existed. In the spiritual realm, it already existed. You just brought it over to this dimension. That's all you did. You were chosen to bring it over into this dimension. Period, point blank. I don't know says, my mother is married to my father for 30 years. How is your single mother doing? Okay, I don't know. Have a great... Take care, man. We don't need you over here. Yeah, I don't know. That guy is like, he just wants division. So I would rather him just go divide something else and just go bring that sort of energy somewhere else. Because here, whatever it is that's going on, or whoever he's having dialogue with, this is not the place for it. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. Big up Africa, though. Kumar Kabdi says she cheats. I don't know who he's talking about. All right, Kumar, is this both of you guys doing this? Kumar, I can't do one without the other, man. I gotta do this to you too, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kumar. Yeah, so both of those guys can go have that dialogue somewhere else, but we're not gonna do that here. That's not what we're about. So they could argue about each other's mothers somewhere else, like, and banter. And listen, I'm all good. I'm all for good banter, but there's a time and a place. And right now, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about relationships, and we're talking about spirituality. Everything comes back to spirituality, guys. Everything comes back to spirituality and building that foundation, right? Building that foundation on spirituality, right? So even like we were talking about relationships, right? If you want the perfect relationship, you have to work on the perfect relationship. So every day you have to get up and want your relationship to be better today than it was yesterday. Just like if you go to the gym, every day you want to be stronger than you were yesterday. Every day you exercise that muscle. So think about having the same commitment to your relationship. And both parties or all parties have that same commitment to that relationship, right? And all parties really get to know each other and love each other and decide, hey, listen, I'm committed to making you happy and I'm committed to making you happy. Let's make each other happy. Even though happiness comes from yourself, but still, you know what I mean? I want to contribute. Let's say I want to contribute to making you happy and plant those seeds. Plant those seeds, water the seeds, and reap them. Everyone that's still here, please subscribe. And thank you guys very much for joining us and having this dialogue and asking these questions. I really appreciate these questions. These are things that really, I really look forward to coming here and talking to you guys every single night. You know what, guys? I did 2 streams yesterday. I wanted to say 3, but actually did 3 because this stream still started yesterday. So I started 3 streams yesterday, and that's because I just love talking to you guys so much, and I love sharing my experiences with you guys so much, and I really appreciate every single one of you. I'm telling you, once we get to 500 subscribers, yeah, the limit starts to become beyond the skies, and I want to start doing nice things for the community. I want to start doing some nice things for you guys. So 500, we're going to have some sort of giveaway of something. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, exactly wealthy and material as of yet. But yeah, man, I'm going to do something for you guys once we get to 500 subscribers. So guys, keep subscribing and keep supporting the channel. And I'll keep supporting you guys. Christopher Morales says hello. RGM says, what kind of music do you like? What kind of music don't I like? I like pretty much just about. I like great music. I like music that elevates your frequency and your vibration. I like music sometimes that you could express your aggression. You could express that part of you that, people tend to a lot of times just conceal. I like all different types of music, all different forms of expressing yourself. Yeah. I love hip hop. I love reggae. Some dance hall. I love R&B. I love some classic rock. Like a Bon Jovi, It's My Life. Songs like that. Sugar Ray Someday. Buju Banton, Bob Marley. Nipsey Hussle, Jay-Z. I don't know, there's a lot of different types of music that I really like. A lot. Too much to name, man. Too much to name. I love music. Ain't no way say ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro. I said it. What next? All right. Yeah, Johnny S says, I don't know, guys. We're all adults here. Let's be respectful. Thank you so much, Johnny. Johnny, you're a mod. You're a mod, Johnny. All right. Can manage block words and change chat modes and live. Standard moderator can review and remove chat. I'm going to make you a standard mod. Hopefully, if you would like to accept to be a mod here on this channel. and just help keep it respectful if you'd like. You know what I mean? It's not something I'm not forcing you to do it, even though you didn't ask to do it. You know what I mean? I just figured what you said just now just makes perfect sense. Yeah, we're all adults here. There's no point for us to really do that. I love banter. Like everyone that knows me knows that I really love a good banter. Like I really I'm always joking and you know what I mean, just happy for whatever reason. And it all boils back down to the frequency. And I like to see people around me to be happy as well. And whenever I come into work, I know people just see how the vibration just elevates, right? And it all boils down to how I treat people, how I make people feel, and how people make me feel. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I really appreciate them. Positive says, while it's true that energy cannot be created. Oh, maybe we have a challenge here. While it is true that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, it can transform from one form to another while remaining conserved. Yes, it can. It absolutely can transform from one form to another. Absolutely. Yes, it can. You're absolutely right about that. But it can't be created nor destroyed. Right? It's just energy. Everything is just energy expressing itself in different ways, guys. Good morning, Mark Henry, says Sunil. Big up Mark Henry and big up Sunil. Holy SHID, it's Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston and Mark Henry have never been this handsome in their life, but big up both of them. And yeah, well, I guess we are all one, so you know what I mean? But yeah, those are jokes. But big up Kofi Kingston and Mark Henry. Both WWE superstars, both great, both former world champions, no? Something like that. In an industry that, whatever, we're not going to get into that. He says, Helmet says, you American, baby, not African. Well, I don't know who you're talking about. Probably not talking about me because African American, African Caribbean, Afro Caribbean. But also, like, it's so much different mixture also in my background as well. Some of them I'm kind of aware of, and some of them I'm not really. There is some Cuban in there. There probably is some indigenous in there. There's some maroon in there. There may be some Irish in there. But yeah, majority African. So I don't know. You can't sit up here and tell me I'm not African. I never been to Africa, but you can't tell me that. You know. Big up Africa. How are you? We also don't know. I don't know. Shout out? Question mark, I guess. Shout out to Dexter. Big up Dexter. I hope you subscribe, Dexter. And Hendrix, I hope you subscribed as well. Salven Naido says, I am from New York. I am from New York. Okay, all right. Big up New York. I am a New Yorker as well. By way of Jamaica, of course. True that. Our mind limits us to see the spiritual perspective of different dimensions. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. In order to see other dimensions, you have to go inward, right? I don't put it past us to see other dimensions, right? But seeing other dimensions, it because you can't see the wind, right? But the wind can go through just about anything, right? There's plenty of things that we can't see. The most powerful things in this universe are things that are intangible. And I believe that in order to see other dimensions, you have to become more spiritual and you have to go within. Right? You have to go within. Because the world within, I want to say more real, but at the very least just as real as the world that we see. At the very least. Think duality, guys. New York. If it makes one person happy, what makes one person hurt someone else? I think it depends. It depends. Maybe one person might be hurting someone else to save someone else. This is life. There are cases of that. There's so many different reasons why someone would hurt someone else. Right? Sometimes people hurt people based on selfishness, right? Just, complete selfishness, or based on emotion, They're different reasons. I'm 13. Okay, we can't have any 13-year-olds in here. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Please. When you become 18, then you could come back. So I'm sorry. I have to hide this channel from you. Have a wonderful night. Chump 2024 says J underscore rock. Big up both candidates. Big up both candidates. Big up Kamala Harris. Guys, my last name is Harris. My last name is Harris. I'm not saying this is who I'm going to vote for, but Kamala Harris is also Jamaican, right? And Jamaica ain't that big, right? So I'm bigging up my little cousin or my big cousin or my big auntie. And I'm bigging up Donald Trump as well. Big up to both candidates, man. Good luck to both. May the best person win, regardless of who it is, regardless of who you vote for. And you know another thing, guys, because a lot of people tend to, if they have different perspectives, they tend to be at odds. Listen, just because you vote for somebody that I'm not voting for doesn't mean we have to be at odds. It doesn't. We don't have to be at odds with one another or at war with one another because we don't share the same political view. Everybody's not going to view the world in the same way. Please understand and respect that. Please, guys. Somebody says that's a female trait. You want to know what's crazy about that crazy? I remember I did a song once, right? Disrespecting one of my managers, right? Because he disrespected me, so I made a song about him, and I made a song calling him a female. I called him a female dog in that song. But yeah, I even went on stage and performed it. I was calling him a female dog, and I was in my 20s when I did that. Not my proudest moment. And I kind of felt like I wanted to just disrespect him. But yeah, wasn't my proudest moment. But yeah, it's crazy that you would say, because one of the lines was like, yeah, it was a Jay-Z line. Remember when Jay-Z was like, male shouldn't be jealous, it's a female trait. So when I was a younger man, I thought that was okay to say, you know what I mean? And that was actually how I kind of viewed the world. I thought jealousy was somewhat of a feminine trait. In which people may or may not have little spurts of jealousy every now and then, but it depends on the degree of jealousy that you do have towards someone else. If you're so jealous of a person that you want to hurt that person, that is it's no longer jealous. It's something else. It's just wickedness. My sister got a lazy eye too. Okay, big up your sister with the lazy eye. Hi, just joined. What's going on? Hey, cool man, subscribe. I will let you know. Notification says system permanent ban will occur. Live does not end. Have a wonderful day. Notification. You will end. Hide on this channel. Bye bye. Y'all saw that ban notification? Am I tripping? Yeah, no, you're not tripping. I saw the bad notification and he got banned. Oh, wow. Yeah, there was a bad notification from somebody who just got banned. Yo, bro, lizards are just trying to be snakes with no legs. Big up Jim G. Big up yourself. Noble312 says probably. Cool, man. Ain't tripping. Big Barrett says, yo, what's good? What's goody? What's going on, homie? Big Barrett says, hey, I'm sexist. Well, hey, I'm not. You can have a wonderful night. We're not going to promote any sort of sexism either. I'm a father of a daughter, and I'm a son of a mother. Bye-bye. He says, I'm 8. Here, you're out of here. Bye. Bro, I thought Cool Man was tweaking. Selvinato says, but I'm 12 years old. Okay, well, guess what, man? We don't need any minors in here. What if I turn 18 tomorrow? It's already tomorrow. Yesterday was once tomorrow. When is tomorrow? Is tomorrow like tomorrow the 9th? Or the 8th that just happened? He says, wait, but God is also jealous. That's what you were taught, young man. You were taught that God was jealous. How can someone who owns everything and has everything be jealous of anyone? You were taught that God is jealous. You probably don't even know who God is. Well, how can God be jealous of anyone when he is everyone and everything? God is not jealous. God is everything but jealous, from my perspective. What's your favorite food? I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe ackee and sawfish. I love ackee and sawfish. I love callaloo. I eat salmon a lot. I don't always love it though. Yeah, stuff like that. All right, so God is a jealous God. He's Deuteronomy 6 verse 15. Well, guys, you know what? Thank you everyone for joining us. Can you do ASMR? Laugh out loud, laugh out loud. Thank you everyone for joining us. I really appreciate all of that, man. We're up to 20 likes. This is probably 21 now. Wow, you guys keep liking the video. Keep running up the likes, man. Keep the likes running up and keep subscribing for more content like this. Tomorrow is going to be, or today I should say, is going to be a treat. Today is going to be an absolute treat. But I do appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm going to continue to make phenomenal content. But yeah, I got to wake up at some point tomorrow. So he says, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Absolutely. I love the Proverbs. Proverbs is a fantastic book in the Bible. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you, everyone. You know, we're gonna sign off soon. May God bless you as well, homie. Shared some really good spiritual stuff. Thank you so much, Johnny. And you are now a mod. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Have a phenomenal night. Tell yourself something positive tonight. And always be positive. Whenever, sometimes you're gonna be knocked out of balance throughout life. Somebody cuts you off on the road and you're yelling some profanity or whatever. But always get yourself back into balance. Say something positive to yourself before you go to bed at night. Feel it. Feel that positivity. When you wake up in the morning, do the same thing and keep that energy going right throughout the day. I love and respect and cherish every single one of you. And I wish you nothing but peace, prosperity, a long life, and everything that you could ever dream of. Have a fantastic night, guys. I'll see you again later.